Hey folks, Brad here from Morris Medcores. How you doing today? Man, it's been a busy morning for a Sunday. I've been out here fixing my chimneys and getting ready for winter, and had a few other things that come up about. And I wanted to finish that video of the last Christmas tree. And while I was sitting there, my daughter came over to pick it up for my granddaughter, and she's like, "Hey Pa, can you make me some tea light holders and kind of like a table display for Christmas?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I can get it right on that. Hold on, let me get out to my shop and make some sawdust." So here I am getting ready to go make some more sawdust. So stand by, you guys are gonna like this because this is a new idea I found. I kind of like it. I haven't seen any on the line like it, and I think you'll be impressed. Stand by. So these are what I plan on make. These are the prototypes that I just made, making them out of tea lights. Now, as you can see, they are a little 2 3/4 inch fence picket for like dog fence. I don't know if they have them in your area, but they are plentiful here. I can get them all day long, and these actually come out of where I work. They get them as stickers that go in between the boards, and they stick them in between the big groups of cedar that we get. These are made out of cedar, and they're 2 3/4 inches wide. Now what I've done was taken them to my bandsaw, and I cut little wavy grooves all the way down them on the bottom sides of them, and I'll show you that when I get to it. I added a piece of dark stock, like cherry wood stock, for the tree base. You could go, I didn't have any really dark walnut, or I would have used it. All my walnut seems to be purple, and I don't know why. It's really weird looking, but I know it's walnut. And I used just a piece of log out of my wood pile and used 1 1/4 inch, whatever we use for tea lights. I believe it's 1 1/4 inch Fosner bit, but I'm gonna have to measure it to make sure, and I'll give you the exact detail when I get done. But this is what I plan on make for the tea light. Now, you guys like projects where you can double them both. Well, I'm also going to make that into a centerpiece for the table. It's a 2-piece project, or you could do 2 projects out of the same piece. So you should be able to get your money's worth out of this. They're quick to make. It only takes, I don't even need this many boards. This is just, I could make, I'm batching them up. That's why I have this sitting out here. But that's basically what I use. Now, to connect the wood I use 3/4 inch staples from my brad nailer, because I got a staple nailer, and you only need a little dab of glue on each one of the backs of each one of these, or you can just glue on here. Now, I am going to put some stars on here. Now, I've cut stars where I can do it with the stars that I have, or you can just buy them from Hobby Lobby. You can get these, let's see, right? You can get those right there at like Hobby Lobby or wherever. You can pick up wood. I seen them at Walmart. But I would take these. The only problem with these is they're really thin. But they're about 1.5 inches wide each way. So, I mean, they're really good for projects. And I picked them up years ago, and I'd forgot all about them. I was like, oh yeah, I could use it for that. Because I usually make mine out of plywood. And I thought, well, I don't really want to put that big gummy piece of plywood on there. I'll just use this little 1/4 inch ones. But then you got to use an 1/8 inch bit and drill down here on the bottom of this hole. And it's really tough to drill those. But I have this one. I believe I have it drilled out already. Nope, because I just pulled it out of the bag. But I have some that are drilled. So, stand by. So the first thing I did was I cut my board, and just so I could have enough pieces. Most of these are scrap pieces I had laying around. Like I said, I'd already batched up a couple, so I had some scrap fall-offs. These are the fall-offs. I just lined them up in like a pyramid shape, and I'm going to end up taking this top corner off all the way down first. I'm going to set a 22.5 inch miter cut on my saw. So stand by. I'm going to cut that, and I will get right back with you. Now, you'll notice that I've cut all these at the 22.5 inch miter cut on the right side. Now, from my top, that's why I waited to measure it till I got it cut, was to measure on my top. I'm going to measure over 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to get my 25-degree miter set for that side. So stand by. So the bottom of the piece is 9 1/4, The next one up is 7. The next one up is 4 5/8. The top one, the top bottom piece is 2 5/8, and the top is a 1/2 inch. So that'll give you 22.5 inch miter on both sides. So I told you I made the bottom squiggly, so I'm going to take the longer side, and I'm going to run them across my bandsaw. I'm just going to make a wavy pattern. Each of the wide sides, you always do it on the wide, on the bottom. Now, the next thing you'd want to do is sand these and take any of the rough stuff off of it. I've already done such. I didn't want to sit and waste your time with sanding because I do that all day at work. It's pretty quick, no big deal. Then I hit it with a dab of glue right down the middle. After I get that in, so I did look up the Forstner bit. It's 1.5 inches. I was totally wrong. I thought it was 1.25 inches, but it's 1.5 inches. And I went ahead and I drilled out my little hole in my log that I had from outside. I cut off around. Figured, what the heck, these have been sitting for about a year, so I figured they're good and dry. But it's an old oak piece. I notched out a little piece for my base of my tree. That was 1 inch. So I just cut the inch out, notched it in about a 1/2 inch. So that way it's got good away from that bark, because I still have the bark on this. I left it live edge. I'm going to throw a little glue in there, and then I'm going to brad nail it as well. Now I had issues with my brad nail. I went ahead and brad nailed the Christmas tree. I was having issues. I'd lost a screw out of the brad nailer. It popped out, didn't know it. Couldn't figure out why the screws were going all, or the staples were going everywhere, driving me crazy. I was like, what the heck? Well, it ended up being I lost a little 5-cent screw. So, shame on me. Anyway, I'll make sure they're tightened up from now on. I hate that when I'm doing a video. But anyway, getting back to it. All I got left to do is glue and screw it, and this one's done. Stand by. There's that part. Now, I did say I was going to put a star in this, so stand by. I also have to do that. I have to drill that out. Now, if y'all remember from me, you know I like being thrifty, and I told you I ended up using different things instead of dowel rods, and I told you at one point in a few videos back that I used little meat skewers from any of the local grocery stores, Walmart, wherever you got meat skewers. These are about the perfect size for these little stars. So I drilled out that 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to put a little glue in there. As you can see, I got a little hole in there. I'm going to put some glue in. And be like my bearded Viking buddy, add a dabba. There we go. Got that in there. Now, I'm not even going to use the point end. I'm going to use the other end just to be different, because I know it'll work. and then just fit right in there like a glove. Look at that. Isn't going anywhere. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it to whatever size this is going to be. I want it to sit up. I want it to sit inside this back side, and I'm going to have it sitting up about that high. So that means I got to drill down through there. So I got to get my 1/8 inch bit out again and drill that hole because I didn't do that. So I will be back, and there you go, folks. Finished project right there. You got your tea light holder, be your tea light, and it'll also work for that centerpiece if you move the stem over. Now, when I do the centerpiece, I actually use a regular board, and I'll show you the difference here. Give me a second.